Hey, welcome back. It's another Dueling Excel podcast. I'm Bill Jelen from Mr. Excel. We'll be joined by Mike Girvin from Excel is Fun. This is our episode 98. Any of these in those? Oh, hey, welcome back. This is a heck of a question here. So we have the question, any number that's found in C2, is it also found in E2? So any number in C2 also found in E2. And oh my gosh, this is crazy. I could go pull out the book, Excel Gurus Gone Wild. I remember there's some crazy array formula there, but I sure as heck can't remember it. It would expand all of these and break them into words and do this and do that. I don't know, maybe Mike will show us that. But for me, this is straight VBA. So Alt F11, insert, module, and then type this function get match. We're going to look for, comma, look in. So we're going to pass two arguments to this function. The name of the function get match, that has to be returned by the function. So I initialize that to 0, and we start looking from 1 until the end and look to see if we find the dash. Now that's going to miss the last pair of numbers, so I'm going to come back and get that one after the for next loop here. Check to see if this string, this 2-digit or 3-digit or 5-digit or 50-digit number is found in the big string, the look-in string. If it is, then I take the old get match, which was nothing, add this string, and then add a comma and a space. Again, we'll get rid of that at the end. Loop through, look for all of the digits, and then finally come back and get the last digit, the one that theoretically doesn't have a dash after it. If we found anything, then I want to use the left of the answer, the total length minus 2, to get rid of that last comma space. So let's give this a try. We'll come back here. We'll say equal get match of this, comma there, and 21189. Now I chose to put commas in between. I don't know what the heck they're going to do with this. Maybe you could put, I don't know. I'm hoping that I'm going to get to use text to columns on the answer here, but I'm not sure where they were headed when they sent in the question. Get match of this, comma that, and same answers. It doesn't sort them. It just gives them to you in the order that they're found here. I don't know if that's good or bad. All right, Mike, I'm hoping that you pull out some amazing array formula here and get the point, because I had to cheat and go with VBA.
Thanks, Mr. Excel. Man, get match, VBA. But what are you talking about? Cheating because you had to use VBA? It's actually the reverse. I'm the one that's going to have to cheat and use a formula because I don't know VBA. All right, so that means you get the point. All right, so we have two strings here. I'm actually going to just extract each one of these numbers so I can visually see them here. And actually, this situation, the characters will always be 2 characters long. They'll always be separated by a dash, and there'll always be 1, 2, 3, 6 of them. All right, so I'm going to use the mid function to extract. But actually, before I do that, what I really want is I want a number incrementer, because I can see the first number starts at position 1. The second number starts at 4, then 7, 10, 13, 16. So I need to, inside of a formula, have a number increment 1, 4, 7, etc. So I'm going to start with the rows. I'm in B5, so I'm going to type $B $5 colon B5. This will give me the numbers 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 as I copy down. Not quite what I want. F2 in that selected range. How about if I multiply this by 3? This will give me 3, 6, 9. Well, the increment is correct. 1 to 4 is 3. But I really want to start at 1, so I'll simply subtract 2. Control-Enter to repopulate. So there's the starting position of the number I want to extract. F2. And why don't I just put this inside the mid? There's the text. F4 to lock it, comma. That's the starting number each time, comma, and the number of characters. Each character is always 2 long. So there, Control-Enter to repopulate our edited formula. All right, so that in essence are the individual numbers from here that I need to look up and find if it's here. Now I'm going to think of this like a lookup, right? But the first trick is, if I say, hey, some lookup function, look up this within this, this is a single text string. And I really want 6 individual items. So I'm going to use the mid function to create a little lookup table with the 6 items here. So the text is right here, comma. Now starting number. In this example over here, we had a single starting number, but here we want to give it all of them. And we're going to use array syntax. So curly bracket, 1, comma, 4, comma, 7, comma, 10, comma, 13, comma, 16. Now, if these were varying lengths, then this wouldn't work, but they're not. So that'll work fine. There's another good aspect of this array constant means we type the array in. Array constants usually do not require Control-Shift-Enter. So even though this is an array formula, the array constant does not require Control-Shift-Enter. Now, each character is still going to be 2 here. So now if I highlight this, it'll extract all of them, F9. So there we have it. That's our lookup range in essence. Control-Z. Now I'm going to use the match, which is a lookup function. I'm going to say, hey, match, look up that. It will find the position within that lookup table, comma, I'm going to do exact match. So now this will deliver a number. Now, I can see right now I'm going to need to lock this one. Now, watch this. I'm going to Control-Enter. I didn't Control-Shift-Enter. I don't see any curly brackets. They're not needed here. I double-click and send it down. Now, you can leave it like that, or if you want to see a true where it's a number, then you just use is number, and it will give us a true. So this formula is saying, is anything in here over there? And we have 3 trues. I'm going to just copy this and paste it. Actually, I'm going to copy both of these. Control-C, Control-V. This one will work if I put it in edit mode and drag this over here. And I think I have to do the same thing for this one. OK, so this formula is saying is that one, but this is the incorrect range. We want to ask, are any of the digits we extracted from here over there? So that ought to work. Control-Enter, double-click, and send it down. All right, throw it back to Mr. Excel.
Mike, that's crazy. That's crazy. First of all, I love the incrementer over here, right? The getting it to increment by 3 and then just subtracting 2 to get it back to what you wanted. Once you had these numbers, I really thought you were going to do an equal find. Look for this 2-digit number within this string up here. And, of course, since it's separated by dashes, that would tell us whether it was found or not. But you went over and above with the generating that array and then putting that right inside the match, or I guess in theory the VLOOKUP match is the way to go. That is incredibly cool. So 2 very different ways to solve the problem. And I want to thank everyone for stopping by. We'll see you next week for another Dueling Excel podcast from Mr. Excel, and Excel is fun.